Hey everyone, welcome to the Nonprofit Playbook. I'm Christy, the CEO.
And I'm Dr. Sharon. Today's topic, one of my all-time favorites. Your board members and their titles are not just titles. Like board member is not just a title. Okay, Christy is the board member operational guru. Anytime we talk about the board, I literally can listen to this woman talk about this for days. Yes, I'm that geek. Christy, talk to us about a board. You're a nonprofit founder too, so you have a board and you deal with that. You know, I've dealt with that. I'm on a few boards. Why is it not just a title? Because people do that for their resume, right?
Yes, they do. And that's why I think it's my favorite topic when it comes to the nonprofit world, because I've dealt with board members, people leaving, coming in, volunteers leaving, coming in. But it is not just a title, because board members have duties, they have responsibilities. And the only way that the nonprofit is going to really progress and do what it's supposed to do, it starts with your board. Your board is the one that hire and fires your CEO. They hire and fire the program director that's going to hire and fire the staff that's coming along. So they're the beginning reflection of what is going to be a ripple effect of your nonprofit. So when the board is not strong, the board is not bringing in finances, the board is not honoring their give or get policy, it trickles down all the way to the volunteers, because what's happening at the top is going to happen at the bottom, of course. I think that part is really important, because we operate with staff members most times. People don't have budgets. They don't have funding. They don't have grants that came in so that they can hire someone and pay them an hourly wage. So we use volunteers. But because we are using volunteers, we feel like they don't have to really do anything. Like, well, oh, it's volunteer work, so I can kind of just come when I want to volunteer, or I can just assist how I want and when I want. No, if you're signing a contract and you're saying you're going to be a part of this organization to drive this mission forward, then you should be doing what you signed up to do. So board members are not just a title, because they are the living, breathing individuals that keep it. They're your make or break. Really. They're your make or break.
100%.
So how do you've been on boards as well. Let's go kind of into that give or get policy and why it's so important for board members to bring in finances to the organization. And we're not talking about $20 dues.
Right.
Let's talk about the $2,500 on up give or get policies that individuals are supposed to bring on, and why that's important.
Okay, so if you're a brand new nonprofit, even if you've been around for 5 years, because nonprofits, sometimes in their first couple of years don't really operate their board like how they really should.
Right.
So let's say you're a brand new nonprofit, you're within your first 5 years or so, you have no idea what to do with your board. The number one first thing you can do with your board is have a give or get policy. When we say give or get policy, we're talking about each of your board members either gives to your organization or gets. And we could say that harsher if we want. I really want to say like really gets the on. But I really So when we say give, it doesn't mean that you individually as the board member have to give $2,500, for example. That's the threshold we like to start at.
Right.
Maybe it's they go raise $2,500. Some board members really will cut you a check for $2,500, or they can go out to their network and raise $2,500. Let's just say for math purposes, because I suck at math, you had 10 board members, and 10 board members each donated $2,500. That's a chunk of money that you have unrestricted. You already know that your nonprofit's going to immediately start the year with.
Yeah. And that's good for funders, because a lot of times when we're applying for grants, they want to know, okay, so if I give you $100K, but how are you going to keep up with this $100K? The first thing you can say is, oh, well, I have 5 board members, and my 5 board members are all given $2,500. So that's, $12,000, that $12,500 that we know is going to come in every year off top. Let's just say that was your number. So that's something. Then you have programming. Then you have fundraising. You can say I do a gala every year. My gala brings in X amount of dollars. It's showing that your nonprofit is sustainable, because if you can show a funder that your nonprofit is sustainable, they want to give you some money. But if you show you look like you here today, gone tomorrow, they're not going to want to invest in that. And that is why funders ask for your finances. They ask for your budget. They want to know, how are you spending this money? Are you spending it because you know what you're doing? Or are you just randomly putting some numbers next to a box, spending it on something that's not even going to help the mission progress to what it should be? So they need to think about that when it comes to bringing in that give or get policy.
100%. And the interesting thing about that too is now grant applications are asking, do your board members donate to the organization?
Yep.
And so that's a little embarrassing. Like if you have to mark no,
And
I don't
don't
know.
lie.
Yeah, and don't lie, because you do have to sometimes provide like a profit and loss statement or your
Yeah.
statement of activity.
Yeah.
But that's like something that's really critical to funders for them to see. The other cool thing about like having a give or get policy for your board members, we're going to go into titles too and like who to put on your board.
Yeah.
But the reason it's really cool to have a give or get policy too is maybe that I know one nonprofit in Watts, California, their give or get policy covers the salary of the executive director so that that individual has a full-time job with an income, can keep a plate on the table for him and his family. So that give or get policy can fund an entire position.
Yeah.
If you're starting out at $2,500, that's a good start. But there's nonprofits, their give or get policy is $5,000, $10,000 each. Go fundraise that money. It doesn't mean your board member has to come out their pocket.
Right. And I want people to understand the importance of it again, because if you did not bring in the give or get policy, whatever that dollar amount is, you literally could just be a regular volunteer. Because what is what is making you different? What is making you the president, the vice president, the secretary, the treasurer, which are board positions? What is making you the one that's making the decisions, the one that's saying yes and no and voting on policies and changes, different from a regular volunteer who's actually boots on the ground working on a day-to-day basis in that
Providing
program.
so much more.
Yeah, and you're not bringing in funds. So I know that's another topic for another day that we are going to discuss, but we just want to ensure that you all understand board members and their titles. It's not just, oh, I'm a board member and I'm putting it on the resume. You're doing work and you're bringing in finances.
In fact, I don't even want that board member on my board if they're just doing it for a title on their resume. I don't want that board member.
Yeah.
That's not impactful. Unless it is a board member that has a credential like attorney, CPA, social media marketing, project manager credentials.
Right.
If you have those credentials as a board member, there's also the concept of sweat equity.
Right.
A CPA board member who reviews your financials, that might save you a few $1,000s throughout the year if you're a new nonprofit. So
Right.
board member titles and picking those people are really
Yeah.
important. We're going to have to do a whole other episode
Yeah,
on
we are.
just like how to pick a board member and what to make that person do.
Right. So if you watched this video and it resonated with you, or you feel like you are in need of assistance with board members, how to get them, how to keep them, how to even get the ones that can bring in the finances, just comment board members at the bottom of the video. And also do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a nonprofit founder. We'll see you all next time.